Howdy. We're ready to do some farming. Talked to Mr. Bow. Got him squared away. I just run him and his son, Colt, up to the other barn, and they are grabbing the semi-truck and the auger wagon, and they're going to take it down to the field. I'm going to jump in the harvester here. I do believe we need some fuel. So one thing I learned is that Mr. Bow does not have any type of fuel storage here on the farm. He basically just buys it 2 barrels at a time and has it delivered. As he uses it up, he gets 2 more barrels delivered. So definitely need to work on that. That is not an efficient way to run a business, and also he really has no way of taking fuel to the vehicles in the field. He always has to bring the vehicle to the fuel. That's something we're going to change around the farm. But first, I just want to recap what we've decided to do here in West Texas is we're not going to use credit. Try to create organic crops by using organic types of fertilizer on the food crops. We're also going to use no pesticides on those crops. Try and use mechanical weeders. We need to upgrade his equipment, size it appropriately to his farm. Also need to upgrade things to take advantage of newer technologies. And we're going to work on the hog problem. So I have a little bit of a drive here. I'm going to get down to this field. See you down there. Oh, we made it down here to the field. Already got the first pass going here. Also dropping the straw. We're going to try and save that. Should be a good boost to the profits here on this field. But I just got a text. Colt had run around this field just checking everything out. It looks like hogs got in it. Tore up part of the field there on the back side over by the woods. So we'll check that out here in a minute. I think Mr. Bow wants to drive the combine, so I'm going to go ahead and get it on up here. And then we'll go ahead and unload it and get him set up and then go from there. Wonder how much I got in that first pass there. 52 bushels, okay. We'll go ahead and drop that in the truck while I'm right here. Let me hop out and talk to Mr. Bow. Well, we got Mr. Bow going there on the combine, and he's pretty happy doing that. He likes driving the combines, but me and Colt's in the truck here. We're going to ride around. Oh, there it is. Look at that. The hogs, sure enough, were in the corn. Just tore it up. Well, that's not good. We're gonna have to do something about that for sure. All right. Well, also have another problem. Found out after talking about the corn straw that Mr. Bow does not have a baler. He has never collected that before. He always just lets it drop back onto the field and just tills it in. So I think what we're going to have to do, I had another plan for this first load of corn. I think we're going to have to try and sell what we can, see where we get, and try and pick up the cheapest baler we can get just to get by, get this up off the field. We're going to let him run for a bit. He's going to need to be unloaded here in a few minutes. I'm going to get Colt set up in this tractor and tell him what I'm thinking about doing. And he's going to drive the auger wagon for us. So we'll get that set up and go from there. Well, it looks like I got Colt lined up here. He's doing a good job running that grain cart. I think he's going to work out pretty good. Pretty sharp kid. Well, I say kid, he's in his 30s, I guess, but looks like they're working together pretty good. The yield on this field is terrible. The weeds is killing the yield. So hopefully, let me get out of his way here. Hopefully, we'll make something off of this field, because the yield off this field is terrible. It has weeds, needed to be plowed, needed lime. Fertilization was not good, so not a whole lot going for us this time around. But let me run back down here and make sure Colt gets the corn in the truck okay. See how much we have. Well, Colt did a great job. He lined it right up perfectly, right in the center of the trailer, getting it unloaded. And he even shut the tractor off to save fuel, since we have no money. He's going to work out real well. Mr. Bo taught him well. So it looks like the truck is about half full here. We're going to hang out and just wait for Mr. Bo to get us more to load up. Well, we've had a little problem with this corn header. It's running a little bit slow, and it looks like it just needs some repairs on it. So that's another thing that we need to focus on, is repairs. A lot of his equipment appears to be in good shape, but it just needs some repairs to help with the operation, keep it at peak performance. So anyway, we're going to need to get some of this equipment repaired up. We don't really have any way to do it right now. We're already out in the field, but I'm thinking, since we do need fuel, a mobile source of fuel, as well as potentially a mobile repair option, may look into one of those trailers that have the service capabilities along with the fuel transport. I think that would fit in well with this farm, especially having the cattle field in a remote location, as well as some remote equipment storage, as well as this field is quite a ways down the road from the main farm. I think that is going to be probably one of our first purchases. Mr. Bo's got his white hat on today. He's just looking sharp. Well, I'm going to run back over to the truck and wake Colt up. I think he's taking a nap. Well, Colt's got the final load here. It should fill me up, and then I want to take this down to the ethanol plant. They're paying out the best right now. Little concerned. This field is only, well, Mr. Bo's about halfway done with it, and only have one trailer load. So that is a little concerning. I don't know how this is going to work out. Ooh. This truck does not handle well. It does not want to turn. No wonder Mr. Bo didn't want to drive it. Smart man. Oh, there's a stick in the road. I need to get that moved. Yeah, so I've been talking with Colt. He's recently moved back. He had went off to college and just never could find his way, so he's moved back home. He's going to try and be a rancher like his dad. So he definitely has the motivation to see the farm succeed. So he's learning all he can. He obviously, growing up on the farm, he already knows quite a bit, but still got a lot to learn. Well, this is the second load here on the corn. First load was rather disappointing. Ended up making right at 2,000. I think it was 2,200. I think. Let's see. Yeah, 2,200. So this is a tough day. That field just did not have much yield. Almost out of fuel in the combine. Need to get that back up to the farm and get that fueled up. But one thing, this truck has some issues. Now, you know, Mr. Bow did not want to drive it. I understand why. The front end of this truck does not. Let's just see if I can show you here. Check that out. Front wheels off the ground. So we're gonna have to see if we can adjust the fifth wheel there and see if we can get it moved forward or something a little bit, maybe just to push some weight onto the front, because this truck is just not safe to drive. Another 2,200, so up to 4,400. All right, well, I'm gonna head back down to the field. I believe Mr. Bow is on the last pass, so just about to wrap that field up. Oh, can't go out that way. Gonna wrap this field up and get back to the house and regroup and come up with a plan for what we're gonna do next. Alright, Colt's taking the auger wagon back. We're gonna get this combine unloaded here. This is the last little bit of corn, but this combine is almost out of gas. I'll have to let the auger run with the motor running. I mean, it is on fumes. All right, I need to get this back. I'm gonna let Mr. Bow take this back to the house. I'll get this corn taken up to the plant. Well, that last little load was just about 600 bucks or so. Did make the drive back up. The combine is on fumes. I'm going to go ahead and get some fuel in it. I'm afraid this is going to use up most of the fuel. Uh, 8 liters left. So we're going to get everything cleaned up and reassess, see what we need to do. Don't know if we'll have enough to get a baler at this point. May have to look at some other options. But that straw is on the field. We can get it picked up somehow. That'd be some bonus money. But times are tough right now, so we're just trying to make the best of it. See if we can't get Mr. Bow headed in the right direction. I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and we'll see you next time here on West Texas.